Oh, well, good morning, everyone. And I just want to thank the team at Porter Airlines for hosting us today. What a beautiful hangar this is. And this has just been around for a short period of time, but they're adding more people, employing more people. And I just want to thank the people from Porter. And it's great to be back in Ottawa. I always say, ever since I've been nominated, every trip in Ottawa has been fabulous. I love the people here, and I'm so thrilled to be joined by our PC candidate, Jen Gow. Jen, good luck. We look forward to having you down at Queen's Park there. Friends, President Trump was at it again yesterday. His tariffs are coming on time and on schedule. Those were his words. As long as Donald Trump is in the White House, Ontario will stare down the threat of economic risk and uncertainty. Hundreds of thousands of jobs are on the line. Whether he imposes them this week, next month, or next year, President Trump will use the threat of tariffs to get what he wants. We need to be ready for anything. We're going to be ready for everything. With your support, with a mandate from the people, I'll do whatever it takes to protect Ontario, to protect Ottawa. We'll upload the Ottawa LRT and Highway 174. We'll build Barnsdale Interchange. We'll build the new Ottawa Hospital. Friends, on Thursday, February 27th, I'm asking for your vote. I'm asking for a mandate, a strong, stable 4-year mandate that outlives and outlasts the Trump administration. The stronger the mandate, the stronger the message we'll send together. Canada will never, ever be the 51st state. Canada is not for sale. Friends, we're going to get through this. We'll get through this stronger and more united than ever before. And I promise you this, I will fight like I've never fought before to protect you, to protect workers, to protect businesses, protect families and communities, to protect Ontario. Thank you so much, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you.
We will now open the floor for questions from the media. Please come to the mic and state your name and outlet. Just a reminder, it's one question and one follow-up. First question.
Hi, Premier Ian Bailey from the Globe and Mail.
Guys, can we turn up the volume a little bit? I can't hear. Turn the microphones over. There you go. Sorry about that.
Welcome back to Ottawa, Premier.
Yeah, thank you.
President Trump is pretty tight and pretty determined to bring in these tariffs, clearly from his remarks yesterday, backing down. What are you going to do differently if you are re-elected, if you go back into government? Clearly, you went down to Washington, the Prime Minister went down to Washington, premiers have gone down to Washington, cabinet ministers have gone to Washington. Nothing is moving the Americans. So what do you have to do differently if meetings and talking to these folks isn't working?
Yeah, first of all, great question. You know, I truly believe we're moving the needle with the senators, the governors, the congresspeople. You know, if you read the story in Politico, that story says everything. When they had the governor's meeting, the loudest voice down there was ourselves, myself and Premier Houston. And I've yet to meet an American citizen, a governor, a senator, a congressperson that agrees with what President Trump is doing. It doesn't matter if it's Democrat or Republican. But we have to be ready. And the day those tariffs come, I've directed the LCBO to pull off every bottle of booze there is from the U.S., and there's a lot of them. There's 3,600 products from 35 states. So there's going to be a lot of upset Americans that they can't ship their booze up to Ontario. And I'm encouraging every other premier in the country, pull the U.S. alcohol off your shelves. That's number one. Number two, we have $30 billion of procurement. We will pull every contract off any U.S. companies, especially we do a lot in the tech sector. They're done, they're gone. We're reviewing the cost of electricity we're sending down there. And if he puts tariffs on anything in Canada or Ontario, they're getting a tariff on their electricity. And then we'll go to the next stage and we'll wait to see what happens from there. But then we have a strong list. We're working collaboratively with all the premiers in the federal government to make sure we have retaliatory measures. And I've always said it's dollar for dollar, tariff for tariff. but we're all working well as Team Canada, and we're going to continue working well, and we'll be ready for anything that comes our way.
As a follow-up, Premier, you mentioned Politico. You did an interview with Politico in Washington, and you mentioned that the federal Conservatives have lost their 20-point lead over the Liberals. Why do you think that has happened? It seems your lead is holding. Why do you think the Tories have lost their lead?
You know something, I'm honestly, it was a good question, but I'm just not involved in the federal election. There's probably 1,000 different reasons why the gap is closed, and that's going to be up to the federal parties to figure that out. But thank you for that question.
Hello, Neville Hunt with the Community Voice newspaper in Canada.
Hi, Neville.
I've asked you questions about the Canada Lakes Golf Course many times and on multiple occasions, including 3 weeks ago today here in Ottawa. You promised to get me an answer if I left my contact details with your staff. I have had 0 callbacks over a year and a half. When ClubLink wanted to build homes on the Glen Abbey Golf Course, your government stepped in and with one phone call got the plan stopped. We have the identical situation in the riding of Canada Carleton, where ClubLink wants to build on the Canada Lakes Golf Course. Why can't the voters of Canada Carleton get the same consideration as the people in Oakville? And what did your government offer to ClubLink in a phone call about Glen Abbey that you will not talk about?
Yeah, well, first of all, and you did ask me these questions before, I understand it went to the courts, they lost in the courts. Now they're going to challenge it in the Supreme Court. So it's in front of the courts, the Supreme Court will make that decision.
Either you know what was offered to ClubLink for Glen Abbey to stop the development there, or your housing minister acted without your knowledge. Which one is that?
Yeah, I don't know what happened over there. You know, I focus on making sure that we grow the housing right across the province, and that's going to be up to the community and up to the city of Ottawa to challenge us, which I understand they're going to challenge it. It's going up to the Supreme Court.
Hi, Premier. Davis Legree, iPolitics. You called this snap election saying you needed a strong, fresh mandate to more effectively stand up to President Trump's threatened tariffs. I don't know if you saw the voter turnout in the advanced polling, but it's low, especially compared to the last couple of elections. Only 6% of eligible Ontarians have cast their ballot early. Can you get a strong mandate when less than 40% of eligible Ontarians even participate in this election?
Well, absolutely. We have a democratic process here, and the people should go out there and vote. I encourage every single person to go out to the polls and vote. So let's see what happens on Thursday, and the people decide. This is a democracy. But we do need a strong mandate from the people of Ontario to outlive and outlast the Trump administration. We're going to make sure that we do everything we can to protect the people of Ontario, protect the communities, protect businesses, and protect jobs.
And on a different note, Bonnie Crombie was in town yesterday, and she was forced to apologize in a campaign stop in Ottawa Vanier because she was speaking in front of a sign that was not translated into French. When Ms. Crombie and Merritt Stiles have come to Ottawa, they both try to speak at least a little French. And I've noticed that in your platform, which you released yesterday, there was no references to the French language or the Francophone community. I guess a two-parter, can you speak any French? And what would a re-elected PC government do for the Francophone community?
Oh, comme ci, comme ça. You know, a little bit here, a little bit there. But, you know, something we're passionate about supporting the Francophone community. They know it. I know it. We have a great minister, Caroline Mulroney. We've done more for the Francophone community, all 600,000 of them, I believe that's the count, than anyone. And yes, do we have our signs bilingual? I saw them when we drove up. And we have great representatives in the Francophone community. I'm passionate about supporting them, and I always have been. Our track record proves it for the last 7 years.
My name is Justine Gill, and I'm with the Canadian Press. Reuters has reported that the U.S. is threatening to cut off Ukraine's Starlink internet as they press for access to Ukraine's critical minerals. Does that give you any pause in forging ahead with Ontario's Starlink deal? Are you concerned that the U.S. would see it as leverage?
Well, first of all, I'm not about starting a tariff war, but I'll tell you one thing. If it happens, I'm going full steam. The gloves are coming off, and I won't hold back on anything. So hopefully that will answer your question.
And a follow-up question. You said just now you would put tariffs on electricity. Can you expand on that? What amount are you considering? And are you still threatening to cut off the electricity to send to the U.S.?
I always prefer, I've said, to send more electricity, send more critical minerals, send more of everything down there. I don't want a tariff war, but if someone comes in and starts attacking our families, attacking our businesses, and attacking everything to do with Canada, that's it. I'm full in there. I'm in the ring. and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that we hit back and they feel the pain like we feel the pain. It's as simple as that. Once we're into it, we're into it. We're going toe to toe. Simple as that. And there's no one that's going to fight harder than I'll fight.
Hi, Premier. This
Hi.
is Palak with Parliament Today. I'm asking on behalf of my colleagues at the Trillium. Your platform doesn't tell Ontarians how much all your promises will cost. Do you personally know how much all your election promises will cost Ontarians?
It actually does show in there. We're going to spend another $40 billion on a wide range of areas, but we also have to have a safety net to make sure that there's money there to protect businesses, protect families, and protect jobs. So let's see what happens with the tariffs, and then we'll see where the money is being allocated and the hardest hit people. That's what we're going to focus on.
And just as a follow-up, your platform also talks about standardizing development charges. Why not just follow the Liberals' lead and cut them? Is Bonnie ahead of you on this?
Well, isn't it ironic that the Liberals are saying to cut the development fees, development charges? Bonnie Crombie were doing cartwheels, going absolutely crazy when I suggested to cut half of them. So I'd say that's a little bit of hypocrisy. Thank God we have Mayor Carolyn Parrish that's actually already doing it. I didn't have to tell her. Thank God we have Mayor Del Duca up in Vaughan cutting them as well. I encourage all the cities to cut development charges, even by 50%. It's going to save a tremendous amount of money. There's park fees, there's this fee, there's that fee. By the time you're done, you're paying over $120,000 just to government on fees. I led the charge on purpose-built rentals to get rid of the HST right across the country. We're doing that now. We're building record amount of purpose-built rentals. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we move forward and work with the municipalities to lower the cost of housing. But I think it's up to the mayors to show leadership and do what Carolyn Parrish is doing and Mayor Del Duca is doing. And I think there's a few more that will be following suit.
Hello, Joseph Tunney, CBC Ottawa. You touched on it on your opening remarks, but I want to ask you about the LRT Phase 3, which would bring it to Kanata and Barrhaven. The city's asked for 50% provincial support. Are you on board for that?
Well, we're uploading Phase 3. We're helping out on Phase 2. I think Ottawa Transit, they're a little over their head, to be frank with you, and that's fine. We're going to go in there and give them reinforcements. We're going to support them. We're going to give them money. So we're going to take care of it. And they've tried. They've tried. That's what I can say. But now we're going to bring in the big guns and we're going to get this job done.
So for my second question, I know the province is pouring a lot of money into skilled trade spending. I just wanted to get your reaction to program cuts at Algonquin and other colleges, some of what we've seen in recent weeks.
Yeah, well, we've increased funding well over $1 billion to the colleges and universities to help them. We're going to continue supporting them, but we also need the unions to help out too. It's not just all one way. Colleges do a great job on skills development, but so do the unions, and we're increased the funding to $2.5 billion to make sure that we train and upskill over 1 million workers to get ready for the infrastructure projects. We're spending over $200 billion on infrastructure. We added another $22 billion to speed up those infrastructure projects, but that's what's going to get us through these tariffs, making sure we have the trained people to do the jobs.
Hello, sir. Charles with Le Droit. You've said that you would upload the LRT to Metrolinx. There's been some MPPs and other people who are not fans of Metrolinx. They don't have a good record on Eglinton, Crosstown. How can you say to the people of Ottawa that it would be a good move to upload to Metrolinx?
Well, I'm not going to throw up Phase 1 and all the disaster that's happened here with the LRT. And by the way, Metrolinx is building the largest transit expansion in North America. No matter if it's the Eglinton West line that was ahead of schedule, 4 to 6 weeks on time, on schedule, the Scarborough line, the Yonge extension, the Ontario line, the Hazel McCallion line, the Hamilton LRT, so all of them. I would say that they're doing a very good job. They're professionals, and they're going to really add to the team here in Ottawa, and they should be doing cartwheels that they're going to have support now.
This will be the last question.
Dave, News.
Hi, Dave.
Ottawa has been without a cabinet minister in your government since Mayor Lee Fullerton resigned 2 years ago. Has Ottawa been shortchanged under your leadership?
No, that's why we opened an office here in Ottawa, and they're doing a great job. They get a lot of inquiries. But that's all the more reason we need a strong mandate from the people of Ottawa. I love Ottawa. Ottawa has never seen so much love from any other government. You know something, with our new deal, no matter if it's the over $12 billion we're spending on the new Ottawa hospital, which hasn't been done before, no matter if it's uploading Highway 174 and provided $9 million right out of the gate for road maintenance, not to mention the other $181 million included in the new deal for roads and highways and other transportation needs, including funding for the design and construction of a new interchange at Highway 416 and Barnsdale Road. We're advancing Canada North Transitway, as well as repairing and upgrading rural roads outside of the city center. We're also, we put into Byward Market a little miniature police station to make sure that is safe. So we're putting more money into mental health, looking after violent crime. The police are getting a helicopter. So we're doing a lot. We spent over $48 million more in funding to improve public safety in transit and downtown. So the list keeps going on. I can't remember ever Ottawa getting this much love from a government. We love the people of Ottawa, second largest city in Ontario, and we're going to be there to support them. But the people of Ottawa, you need a strong voice down at Queen's Park. I can't stress it enough. It's absolutely critical that we get that. So I'm just hoping on February 27th, you elect a lot of MPPs to have a strong voice for Ottawa. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. This concludes today's press
Appreciate it.
conference.